Soccer balls, softballs, and yes, even baseballs were tossed across the campus because of strong winds. There was also structural damage done to the baseball and softball facilities. Fortunately for the Lions, their first home game is not until February 14th, giving them plenty of time to repair.
Hello and welcome to Take 30 News' special election broadcast. The last 48 hours in the Student Association election has been plagued by controversies and political posturing. The issues have moved from what you and me face every day to who is endorsing whom and a battle of individual campaigns. New York Mets starting pitcher Henry Mejia has been permanently banned by Major League Baseball. The 26-year-old ends his highly anticipated career due to his use of illegal performance-enhancing drugs. Hoverboards were a hot trend over the holidays, but they are now being banned on many college campuses around the country.
Here in Cottage Village, student athletes were evacuated to the student union 1 hour prior to the tornado touchdown. As you can see behind me, there's been structural damage done to some of the homes, which has resulted in the athletes being moved to a local hotel.
Pranav Jahad, thank you so much for joining us, Pranav.
Thank you for having me.
Now, this is the first time that a president had been this close to being impeached. So what actually is the process for an impeachment in the SA Senate?
Now, if a president has to be impeached, first the SA Senate starts the process.
The Mississippi State men's tennis team is on fire as the 26th ranked Bulldogs extended their 8-match win streak after defeating the 27th ranked Green Wave of Tulane. The tennis teams were neck and neck all day, but junior Rashad Agarwal defeated Tulane's Sebastian Ray 6-3 in the winner-take-all match. And we'll have one more question before we wrap this thing up regarding the debate tonight. The debate tonight between all of the SA positions, besides the vice president who is running unopposed. We have the treasurer, the attorney general, and so on. When we get to the president, do you think that this will be a pressing question?
It will be, and it depends on the media and how the journalists pose this question.
The underdogs of SEC basketball performed a feat that they have not done since 2012, shooting a buzzer beater. The Mississippi State men's basketball team took on the Commodores of Vanderbilt University in an exciting SEC matchup. The Commodores had won 7 of their last 9 conference games and were predicted to be the last 4 into the NCAA bracket. In the first half, Vanderbilt dominated in the paint and the three-point line, sending the Bulldogs into halftime down by 9. At the start of the second half, it began to look like a Commodore ball game as they extended their lead to 17. With 14 minutes left to play, the Bulldogs began a late surge for the win, led by freshman Quindarian Weatherspoon, junior I.J. Reddy, and senior Gavin Ware. The Commodores managed to hold on to their lead going into the final minutes of the game, but were constantly threatened by an adapting Bulldog defense and a couple of fancy offensive plays. With only 10 seconds left after a missed Vanderbilt free throw, the Bulldogs had one final chance to take the win, and the opportunity fell to none other than Weatherspoon, who made the winning 3 as time expired. When describing how the final seconds played out, the answer reflected teamwork, luck, and a little bit of surprise.
I never seen Gavin pass up a shot.
That's how I know we gonna win. Yeah, it was gonna be a MJ, fadeaway.
We were fortunate that we got it back in that situation because we had, missed badly, and it was a great rebound by Gavin.
I decided to give it up, because I knew it was gonna be something better.
When asked how this win will affect the remaining season, despite having a losing record, the Bulldogs still have the confidence of an undefeated team.
We're excited. I think this gives us some momentum and some focus here for Thursday and Friday going into Saturday's game.
Continue to stay humble, celebrate a little while off this win. We still got the last half of the conference season.
An influx of residents in Scuba, Mississippi are coming together to help clean up the campus of East Mississippi Community College, which was hit by a series of tornadoes on Tuesday night. Students claim that the storm hit only a few areas on the outskirts of campus before leaving. One area of campus that was affected by the storm was the athletic living quarters, and thanks to the evacuation plan issued out by the college on the night of the storm, there were no fatalities.
Here in Cottage Village, student athletes were evacuated to the student union 1 hour prior to the tornado touchdown. As you can see behind me, there's been structural damage done to some of the homes, which has resulted in the athletes being moved to a local hotel.
Along with the living facilities was the baseball and softball fields that were affected by the intensity of the tornadoes. Athletes pointed out that there was once a batting cage behind the outfield and had completely disappeared by the time the storm had lifted. While many of the team's equipment disappeared or was destroyed, the storm actually returned some of the equipment that had already been lost in the past.
Soccer balls, softballs, and yes, Even baseballs were tossed across the campus because of strong winds. There was also structural damage done to the baseball and softball facilities. Fortunately for the Lions, their first home game is not until February 14th, giving them plenty of time to repair.
In Scuba, Parker King, Take 30 News.